Cynthia. So we're going to do a standing prenatal posture today. We're going to do triangle or Trikonasana. So there's going to be many options for whatever situation you might be in. So if you have a yoga practice, perhaps you still can get into triangle or Trikonasana the way that you're used to. If you're new to yoga or if it doesn't feel right for whatever reason, I'm going to give you a couple options. So you can have a chair handy, you can have some blocks, whatever feels, or whatever you happen to have around at the time. So I'm going to start with putting one foot underneath the chair, slightly underneath, and then I'll step the free foot back so that the front foot is pointing towards the chair and that back foot is pointing outwards, but really it's pointing forwards in regards to your hips. So here we want to make sure we have enough room for baby and kind of let your hips go where they want to naturally go, just not to try to force any kind of opening, especially since we might be a little bit more flexible than usual. So just allow yourself to naturally go where your pelvis wants to go, where your hips want to go. And so you can bring the blocks up onto the chair if you'd like, and maybe you want to start to hinge from this hip and bring the hand onto the block, onto the chair. Maybe at here is where you feel it feels comfortable and it feels safe. So maybe you want to bring the opposite hand to the hip. Maybe you want to open it up. Maybe you want to bend a little into the knee. Maybe that feels a little bit more stable. If you feel like this is enough challenge for you, you can stay here. Gaze up towards the hand, maybe down towards the foot or the chair, whatever feels appropriate for you, whatever feels aligned with your body. Another option, same footing, is maybe lower the blocks. Maybe you still would like a little bit more higher than the chair that you have in your home. So you maybe want to, again, hinge from the hip, maybe bend into the knee, protecting, again, that extra flexibility you might have, and then bringing the hand down onto the block on the chair. And again, maybe the hand onto the hip, maybe extending up, or this time maybe straight up to the ceiling. Maybe that feels a little bit better. And just notice where your weight goes here, maybe pushing into both feet away, just like spreading them apart so that you feel stable. Maybe this feels really nice in the body, or maybe this feels like a challenge. If this feels like an enough challenge for you, stay here. If not, slowly coming back up, keeping that knee bent to make sure that you're nice and stable. And then maybe you don't want any blocks. So I'm going to remove the blocks from the chair and notice now that I can straighten out the arm, again, hinge from the hip, letting my pelvis, my hips go to where they naturally want to go, not trying to force them open here. And then maybe you want to keep the hand onto the hip, maybe you bring it up, maybe you gaze up, maybe you gaze down. Whatever feels stable for you. Again, maybe noticing that sensation of pushing the feet apart. If you want a nice little micro bend, again, not trying to hang out in our ligaments. You can take some deep breaths. If this is enough challenge for you, stay here. Take as many breaths as you'd like, or as little. And then when you are finished, slowly coming up. And then the last couple options, I'm going to move the chair out of the way. You can use just a block. So maybe you want to come onto that high level, or maybe you are more flexible. Naturally, you've been practicing yoga for a while, and you want it at a low level. Either way, same footing, and then maybe extend that arm, allow yourself to hinge from the hip, maybe coming down onto the block, noticing if that feels okay. Give a little micro bend, again, trying to not hang out in our ligaments. Hand on the hip, or maybe raising up. Maybe you feel safe or sturdy, gazing down towards the feet and hand, or up towards the hand, towards the ceiling. Whatever feels appropriate for you. If you've been practicing yoga for a while and the baby allows you to maybe go down towards the lower level, or maybe you even use just the body. So if you use just the body, try again not to hang out in the ligaments. We are a little bit more flexible in pregnancy, so let that micro bend happen. Again, feel free to gaze down towards the toes. Maybe you want to open that arm up, Easing up. And when you feel like you've had enough, slowly coming back up. No rush. And repeat with the other side. And you might want to play with both sides. We are asymmetrical, so maybe one side you really like using the block on the chair and the other maybe just the chair, and that's appropriate for your body. Listen and enjoy. Namaste.